name is Nicole Levy. I am the creator of Soul Sister. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning on our second episode of Empower It Hour. Guys, can I just tell you, I get so excited to do these. Like, my sister came up to help me with some stuff with the light ring, just being authentic with y'all, because that's the only way I know how to show up. And we were like dancing around the room. She has some really cool stuff going on, and I'm so proud of her. And then I get to show up and do this amazing modality with you guys, theta healing, and I get to empower myself, empower you guys, and channel with Creator. I mean, life is freaking amazing. I'm so excited. So let's get started. So I wanted to, and I felt very called to, and Creator gave me the downloads, frankly. I can't take that credit. But I wanted to show up and just talk a little bit about self-love and codependency, right? It's this super, hey Nat, it's this super kind of, it's very, very strong on people's hearts right now, right? Is codependency. So, and self-love. We're really, this year, last year, 2020 was kind of about purging what no longer serves, right? A lot of relationships came apart, and we were really reflective on, I mean, with Corona, we kind of had to be a little bit more isolated and really reflective on, you know, what serves us? How do we want to show up in the world? And I feel like this year, we're still doing that, right? We're still purging and looking at ourselves and wondering what we want and what we desire and who we are, right, at a soul level. But I feel like this year is really about bringing it back to self, whether that means taking accountability for, you know, our part in life. Like, where am I giving my power away to other people? Where am I maybe showing up as, I hate to say this, guys, I've done this too, and I've just recently cleared stuff around this. Where am I being a victim, right? Taking back that power. I know a lot of my clients and myself were empathic, right? And so sometimes when we believe that we're empathic, we show up kind of allowing others to take our power, giving our power away, being self-sacrificing. And part of my truly empowering moment with clients is letting them know you don't have to take on the identity of being an empath, and you can still be empathic, right? Implying that you're an empath can usually mean that you're in some type of empathic and narcissistic dynamic. And it just doesn't serve us anymore, right? What we're getting to as a collective is sovereignty, where we take our power back, where everything that we have and that we can create is within. And we can bring God within, and we can create with God, and it's just, or Creator, or whomever your higher power is, and it's just a really different experience, right? Than constantly being self-sacrificing and exhausted and feeling everyone else's emotions, right? That's no longer the MO. That's not how our higher powers want us to show up. So anyways, I digress. I get excited about this topic, and I'm so glad you're here to swim in the depths of it with me. So if you've never tuned into one of my sessions, I kind of want to start by giving you a couple basic beliefs that we need for theta healing. So theta healing is a modality in which we can shift limiting beliefs to free you of subconscious beliefs that may be playing over and over, patterns that you're going through, or anything else that doesn't serve, right? And we get these beliefs from society, from our parents, from stuff that we hear as a child, right? From just different situations and experiences and people, places, and things that we've been around in the past. So a lot of those things we take on because we don't really have a perspective of what we want and what we don't. Like when we're children, right? We're like, oh, my parents told me this, so this must be true. But now as an adult, we're figuring out kind of what does serve me, what doesn't. And then we can shift those beliefs through prayer or meditation instantaneously and painlessly with theta, y'all. I love this modality. I've been practicing it for about 2 years, though I feel like I've been doing it for 75. But it's just so amazing, and it frees you instantly from that same pattern that you keep going through. So just really, really cool. So if you've never done theta before with me, we need 3 basic beliefs that we have to shift initially in order to receive the healings. any type of theta healing. They are, I want an instant healing, I deserve an instant healing, and an instant healing is possible. So you have to say yes to receive theta healing. It not only gives the practitioner, who's me, doing the theta healing with my higher power, that gives me permission to do the healing, but it also tells your subconscious mind that, hey, I'm ready to be free of this limiting belief, girl. Let's do this. Bye, Felicia. I don't want any old beliefs that don't serve. Bye. So if you're ready to shift those 3 basic beliefs, just say yes out loud and then put yes below in the comments. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I want to give you guys a little bit of background. Oh, perfect. Yes for you and your daughter Faith. Awesome. Thank you, Natalie. So I want to give you guys a little bit of background on codependency, because we throw around these words, right? But then Creator informs me a lot of times that we may not know exactly, the brain might not, and the body might not know exactly what is intended. So let me read a little bit about codependency. I had this really awesome doctor of psychiatry that explained it really well. So Jonathan Becker is an associate professor of clinical psychiatry at Vanderbilt, and he defines codependency as any relationship in which 2 people become so invested in one another that they can't function independently anymore, right? So this might show up, or trust me, I'm a recovering codependent. I'm still working on it. It's very common in humanity, guys. We're taught from a very young age to be very codependent and self-sacrificing. So you might see this in your life when like your mood, your happiness, and your identity are defined by the other person. So I'll give you an example of this, right? And this is a hard example because it's kind of triggering, but I want to be authentic with you guys and show up as my true self. So when I used to date people, I watched a lot of football. I just enjoyed it, and my partners appreciated that because they wanted to watch football. But I'd noticed that whomever I was with, right, that I would love that specific team who my partner loved, right? And for instance, one of the boyfriends I loved the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboys. So I would buy all the shirts, and I got him tickets to the Dallas Cowboys, and that was a great experience. But I didn't know the team that I loved, that Nicole loved, right? I didn't take time to be like, oh man, I really like this player and I like this team. I remember I dated a gentleman that loved the LSU Tigers, right? And I bought the shirts and loved the Tigers and followed them. So I know that that's a really small example, but I've always kind of chameleoned or molded myself to fit like what my partner needed. And it wasn't a conscious thing, right? When I look back on that, I'm like, dang, okay, that was a learning opportunity, and I know that happened for me and not to me. But I did that not only with the football team, but in multiple situations. I sacrificed my identity or who I was or my happiness on my partner. And I remember specifically when I was probably in like my teens and 20s, my mood was very dependent on my partners. So if they had a bad day, I had a bad day. And it was just, it was exhausting, frankly. Like, it was exhausting trying to fit like what I thought that they wanted to make me feel loved. It was exhausting to show up as someone that wasn't myself, right? And so those are just some examples, and maybe you relate, maybe you don't. I'd love to hear about it in the comments below, but those are some examples of codependent behavior. And guys, I read a statistic last week that 90% of our population has engaged in some sort of codependent dynamics, right? This isn't, nothing I say is ever to blame or point fingers. It's simply for self-awareness, for letting you know, like, hey, like, this might be something that's happening just out of patterning of who you are, or at a subconscious level where you're not even conscious of it. Look at this and see if you relate, and see if you can bring self-awareness in your case, and let's shift that, right? Nothing I say is ever pointed or judgmental or anything. Girl, I have been there, and most of the stuff I say is from my previous experience or an experience I'm going through now. So I have a lot of love and compassion for you guys. And I don't want you to have to do it the hard way anymore. I'm 35. That was since I was like 15 years old. So this has been 20 years of those codependent dynamics, right? Wow, 20 years. And no shade to my old self, no shade to my new self, or the person I'm growing into. It's just what is, and I learned from it. All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. So a lot of our codependency, guys, and Natalie just had a great example of this. A lot of our codependency is with parents as well, right? That's where we learn it, those transactional relationships or those self-sacrificing to be loved. I've told you guys before about this, but I didn't really show my emotions when I was younger because it wasn't necessarily accepted for the home that I grew up in. And I was a very emotional being because I'm, have a lot of empathy and a lot of love for other people. But it was I had to be very passive about it when I was younger. And so I chose to repress that side of myself and to show up in a different way, right? So that I would be loved. And that's okay. But Natalie makes a great point that it can happen with parents. It can happen in any types of relationships, platonic or romantic. So thank you for sharing. And thanks for showing up and being so courageous to share. So let's get started on a little bit of theta. I think I'm going to draw a couple tarot cards real quick to just ask Creator what is in our highest and best good to shift. I got some downloads already, and then I'm going to channel in a little bit, but I always like to do a little bit of tarot cards. This is John Holland's deck. Oops, sorry about the glare, guys. I have a light ring. It's John Holland's deck, Psychic Tarot for the Heart. I figured that was pretty awesome to share when we're doing self-love. So, God Creator, it is commanded that to show us whatever is in our highest and best good to see today around self-love, around codependency. We're flying out. We got some good energy. Woo, I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, so awesome. I'm so glad y'all are here with me. Yay. All right, one more, please. Thank you so much. Awesome. All right, guys. So, awesome. So the first card that we got is Coming Together. Ooh, make sure you guys can see this. Again, I'm sorry about the glare. There we go. Coming Together. Isn't that so beautiful? Look at all the green heart energy. Really bringing it back to self-love, guys. And then when we do love ourselves, that's when that amazing partner can come in. That person who, because we're already fulfilled as our true selves, we can meet someone else in their authenticity. How freaking beautiful is that? I just love the tarot. Cool, so Coming Together. And we'll do some shifts around this, guys, in just a moment. The next one that we got is Rest and Reconsider. I love the purple energy. Purple is about power. It's associated for me with the number 8 and the number 9. 8 is about your inner power and just power, and then 9 is about humanitarianism. So we're really going through this strong time as a collective where we're focusing on coming together in humanity. We're focused on how our differences used to separate us, but now they're not, and we're really coming into this space of oneness, which is so beautiful. The next one is Dreams Coming True. I love that, guys. Isn't that so profound? Dreams coming true. I love those hands, so healing. And again, like our theme is purple and green, that power, regal energy, and that green heart healing, which is so profound and perfect for self-love and codependency today. All right, and then the last one we got, I like to make noises and be really silly, so that's what y'all get. I hope you can be silly with me and you have a good time too. So this last one is Just Breathe. So many times, guys, in life, I've had hard moments or just moments where it's like, whew, okay. And you notice you like naturally take a big deep breath, right? And it's like, all right, I can get through this. So through this work, guys, you have to just breathe. You have to use a lot of humor. The soul evolution, I always say I don't want to say it's hard because it doesn't have to be, but it's evolving and growing us, right? It's putting us under that pressure. Sometimes, excuse me guys, I'm sorry. Sometimes that pressure and like uncomfortableness, but we have tools as we grow and evolve, like theta, like tarot, like breath work, like meditation, time with our higher power, spiritual practices, creative practices like painting and music. We're better equipped to move forward with those tools and to deal with the things that come up, right? To be really in that space of opportunity and soul evolution. So that is what I get very intensely when I see Just Breathe, is that time, like simply like maybe it's in your car and you put on a beautiful song when you've had a crazy day and you just need a moment, and you close your eyes and you put your hand on your heart and you just breathe. It doesn't have to be some fancy meditation track, though those are cool. If that's what you love, boo, do you. But just taking a second, placing your hand on your heart, or maybe you're giving yourself a hug. I do this all the time. I don't care if I look weird. Like, I love myself. It's been a shitty day. I'm gonna hug myself. I'm gonna put on maybe I put on gangster rap, maybe I put on some fun like Boards of Canada, but I am gonna take some time to just breathe and center and do me, right? Bringing it back to self, bringing it back to self-love. Even when something outside yourself makes you react, bring it back to self. You have all the power that you need within to transmute those feelings, to feel through those emotions, and then to move forward. So, beautiful, beautiful cards. Thank you, Creata. I just love that stuff. Coming together, rest, reconsider, dreams coming true, and just breathe. Beautiful. All right, guys, so let's jump into some theta. And just a reminder, say yes out loud and in the comments when you'd like the work. All right, and I'll remind you. All right, so let's first get creator's definition. And again, remember, if you don't define your higher power as creator, if it's God, Allah, the universe, if you don't have a higher power, I work with creator. You don't have to prescribe to any specific higher power. This works for everyone. So regardless of who your higher power is, but I'm gonna say creator because that's who I work with. Just a little heads up. So let's get creator's definition of codependency, of interdependency, and of independence. And I want to get discernment between all those three, because if we're not aware of what those mean, how are we going to be able to delineate like when we're doing that, when we're being codependent, when we're being independent or interdependent, right? And then let's get creator's insight to how it serves us to move forward in an independent and an interdependent way versus the old codependent way of being. All right, let's also run the forgiveness protocol on ourselves, guys, because a lot of times when we go through experiences, we can be the most critical people on ourselves about these experiences, right? And trust me, before my self-love journey started, I had a lot of self-criticism. So glad to be free of that and moving in the different direction of pure self-love and unconditional love. So let's run the forgiveness protocol on ourselves, on creator or your higher power, and then anybody else who we had kind of misunderstandings or perpetuated that dynamic with us of codependency, whether that's a parent, a spouse, relatives, extended family, a boss, right? That can happen there, or any other relationship, romantic or platonic, that you've been in. So if you'd like that work, just say yes out loud and in the comments. Thank you, beautifuls. I want to do a heartbreak repair, guys and gals, on for any times that we've experienced heartbreak around codependency. I know all of us have. It's a human experience. I also want to do a soul retrieval on ourselves to bring back any pieces of our soul that we might have consciously or unconsciously given away when we were in any type of dynamics, whether that's in a past life or this lifetime, because we all do that. So Creator's going to give us back the pieces of our soul that we energetically gave to people, because it happens when you're in an exchange with people, regardless of whether it's romantic or platonic. And then that's going to give that person back pieces of their soul. So what a beautiful gesture today to realign with pieces of our soul and give away what no longer serves. So if you'd like that heartbreak repair and that soul retrieval, just say yes out loud. Thank you. And in the comments. Beautiful. Thank you. Next, I'd like to change some beliefs, or Creator would like to. I'm just the Amazon delivery girl. Creator's doing all the work. I just get to be part of the cool process. All right, so let's change the belief. I am responsible for the emotions of others. I want to change the belief boundaries are selfish. I want to change the belief I must perform or betray myself and my own needs to be loved. I want to change the belief people's opinions of me is the truth of who I am. I want to change the belief I am too sensitive, too dramatic, too emotional, too intense, or insert whatever word or phrase that you identify with, right? I am too blank. So Creator's going to change all those beliefs for us. And all you have to do is just think about it. And then I want to change the belief my worthiness comes through others. We're going to take back that power, and our worthiness is going to come through ourselves and our divine power. So if you'd like those, just say yes out loud and in the comments. Thank you. Creator would like to do a healing and optimization on the pancreas, the liver, the heart, the muscles of the heart, the circulatory system as a whole, on the brain, on the reptilian brain and the limbic brain, on the amygdala, which is where we carry a lot of our emotions, on the brain stem, on the occipital portion of the brain, on both the left and right inner ear. This is interesting. On our tongue. I don't know why that's there, but I'm not questioning Creator. On the top and bottom rows of our teeth, where surprisingly, guys, a lot of our beliefs, like our core beliefs, are held in our teeth and our dental work. Just a fun fact for you. On our throat chakra, on our heart chakra, on our solar plexus chakra. Let's do a healing and optimization to let all the chakras flow in whatever way is in your highest and best good, so that it optimizes your body, mind, and soul. So if you'd like all those healings and optimizations, please say yes out loud and yes in the comments. Good stuff. The body was like, ah, that's awesome. Sometimes I can see when Creator's doing the healing, and it was just really beautiful and calm. So that's lovely. All right. So I'd like to change what obligates your mood, happiness, and identity to be defined by another person or anyone outside yourself. I'd like to change what obligates you to be overly invested in your pattern or in a pattern to the point where you can no longer function independently. I'd like to change what obligates you to give your internal power or your decision making away to others by habit, force, pattern, consciously or unconsciously. Because a lot of times, guys, when we're doing this, we do it unconsciously or subconsciously. It's just a thing that we learned in childhood, and so we keep perpetuating that. It's not something we're like, oh, I'm gonna go be codependent, and it's not a conscious thought, right? So Give yourself a lot of grace and compassion. In fact, let's change what prevents you from having grace and compassion with yourself through this journey. Guys, and humor, because that is needed for the spiritual journey, to where you can laugh at yourself and love yourself regardless of what you're going through. Let's get Creator's definition and alignment, and that we're in alignment with compassion, grace, and humor, and just generosity with self. Those are so imperative for our human experience. So if you'd like all those, just say yes out loud and in the comments. Brain is very, very, very important. It's like a second brain. A lot of people don't realize that it motivates us, that it helps a lot with health and wellness and the immune system. So if your gut brain is not functioning properly, that can really throw off a lot of stuff. So I want to do a healing with pure white light energy and then green heart healing energy over the next week for each of us individually. That is going to help heal that very fine and very delicate lining of the gut wall. It's also going to do a healing to our excretory system and any digestive issues that we're having at this time. So if you would like that, just say yes out loud and in the comments. Healings, I see like the Eye of Horus, or like different gods and goddesses back from the Egyptian era, which is so cool. I'm talking like way back when, because obviously Egypt is still alive and kicking today. But a lot of the wisdom comes from like the temples and the pyramids and just some really deep, profound, like past ancient wisdom. So Creator wants to actually, this is really cool, take that wisdom from those pyramids, and Creator's going to channel it basically through what's called our epigenetic data, where our ancestors sit and our past life wisdom sits up above the crown chakra, and put it into where that epigenetic, that soul star chakra is, and it's going to channel through all of our chakra system, through that life force energy, through that kundalini center. So we're just going to get this profound like upgrade of ancient wisdom, of ancient light energy. It's going to upgrade the whole physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, ethereal bodies. It's going to upgrade those 10 bodies. So how freaking cool. And the best part is it's going to be painless, stress-free, instantaneous with theta. It's going to be graceful and flowing and just really unconditionally loving. So if you'd like that super profound, awesome energy, and Creator's telling me it has to do with self-love, right? It's reminding you of your authenticity, reminding you that everything you need is within, reminding you that your higher power sits within you, right? It's such juicy self-love energy. So if you'd like that, I'm sorry guys, I'm so excited. If you'd like that, just say yes out loud. And in the comments. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'd like to also change what obligates you to forego your needs being met in a relationship, consciously or unconsciously. I'd like to change what obligates you to be addicted to codependency, because a lot of times it's just how we've done stuff, right? So we're addicted to it. It's a habit. It's a pattern. We want to change what obligates you to be addicted to codependency or any type of unhealthy emotional patterns or addictions or identities. Fuse some words there. I'd also like to change what obligates you to be dependent on any type of relationship, romantic or platonic. I'd also like to change what obligates you to be dependent on unhealthy and emotionally harmful or unserving relationships. And a excuse me, wow, words. A relationship doesn't have to be codependent to be, or doesn't have to be emotionally harmful to be unhealthy. It can just be unhealthy because it's not helping you grow or evolve, right? And you're not on that path together. So I also want to change what prevents you from having self-awareness and just general awareness around codependent patterns and behaviors, right? Like we said before, self-awareness is key. Once you know that you're like, oh shoot, this is what I do. I'm codependent, right? I'm losing myself in another. It takes that awareness for you to do it differently, and that's beautiful. And then with Theta, we can just, Creator's like, I got you. Let's shift it. We don't need this anymore. Bye, Felicia. Bye, old belief. So super awesome stuff. Let's also change what obligates you to enable others in a codependent manner, whether that's consciously or unconsciously. Again, we learn this from childhood a lot of times. We learn this from how we function as a collective dynamic in relationships. So compassion, humor, grace, and self-love, right? Let's also change what obligates you to fix, rescue, save, mediate, be a bridge builder, or give away pieces of yourself to assist others or to support others in any way. It's just, again, we want to bring your sovereignty back to you instead of you sacrificing of yourself to be in these dynamics. Let's also change what obligates you to sacrifice yourself, knowingly or unknowingly, in any type of relationship, romantic or platonic. I'd like to do a healing on our central nervous system, because in a lot of these dynamics, guys, our fight and flight and our adrenals and all the stuff in our body that gives off a lot of energy, or like kind of is addicted to these adrenaline and these dynamics, right? The super intense or super sexual, or that stuff that's going off in the nervous system, like, hey, I need this. And a lot of times those codependent dynamics just facilitate it. So Creator would like to do a healing on the central nervous system, that fight or flight system, and then also the rest and relaxation, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic systems. Healing, repairing, and optimizing it. Creator would also like to remove any stuck energy, trauma, or old residue that's stuck there from any type of codependent dynamics that we've had. We're going to send this to Creator's love and light, never to return in this lifetime or any future lifetimes. So if you would like these beautiful shifts, just say yes out loud and in the comments below. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, so I want to do a couple shifts on these cards. So again, remember we saw this coming together card. So I want to change what prevents us from coming together in ourself, from integrating anything that needs to be integrated for our highest and best good. I want to change what prevents us from coming together in healthy, interdependent, and independent dynamics. I want to change what obligates us to attract, desire, resist, or manifest unhealthy, codependent dynamics in our experience. I want to... What is that? I want to change what prevents us from coming together with our tribe, with our people that are in our highest and best good in our lives, for growth and evolution and pure unconditional love in reciprocity, in a mutually beneficial way, right? Not a one-sided transactional experience. We want to just cancel that little piece out. So if you would like all those, just say yes out loud and then yes in the comments, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so next is the Rest and Reconsider card that we pulled, right? So let's change what prevents us from resting, reflecting, and reconsidering what is serving us and then what is unserving of our highest and best good. Let's get Creator's definition and that we're in alignment of the things, people, places, and experiences that are serving of our highest and best good and those that are unserving of our highest and best good. A lot of times, guys, the way that I receive it in my experience is I'll receive like kind of a little, Creator tells me a lot of times, but I'll also receive a little like kick in my gut, a little nudge, like, this probably isn't in my highest and best good. And it's just kind of this unsettling feeling, right? If something's really like passionate and like really aligned to me, I feel it, right? I feel it in my gut, like, oh man, this is good shit. Like, this is a good person and I'm excited and I just feel real lit up. You know, Creator's telling me this is a good example to share. You know when you just have a great time with somebody and you just leave feeling like your cup is so full, like my cup runneth over. There's just amazing people in my life and I had such a good breakfast with this person or coffee date, and I feel lit up and I feel great and I feel empowered and real sovereign, right? Versus if you've been with someone before, and trust me, I used to allow these types of people in my life, I no longer do, but where you just felt drained and someone just talked over you the whole time and like they were rude and like you didn't get to feel heard or seen and you just feel drained. It's like they're almost, I hate to use this term, but like a vampire, like sucking the energy out of you. It's like, like I just don't allow those people in my life anymore. So check in with yourself. Like, are people truly serving in your life? Do you feel lit up and held and supported? Are you allowing yourself to feel that way, right? Let's change that. Let's change what obligates you to manifest, attract, desire, or resist people who drain you, who are exhausting, who are codependent, who are draining your energy, who make you feel less than. Let's change the obligation to attract those type of people. Hello. No thank you. Thank you, Creator. I'm done with that. And then let's change what prevents you from attracting in supportive, healthy, interdependent, and independent, loving, respectful, mutually beneficial, sovereign, liberating, authentic, juicy, and honest relationships and dynamics, right? That's what I want to attract in. Absolutely. So let's change what prevents you from attracting in those types of relationships, from manifesting and attracting in those types of relationships with people, with experiences, with places and things. So if you would like those, just say yes out loud and in the comments below. I want to change an obligation to be burdened by any type of dynamics, right? Whether that's romantic or platonic. Because guys, yes, relationships come in so that our soul can evolve, right? People can mirror us. And a lot of times those people, you know, trigger little things that where we can heal ourselves, right? But I also want to attract in those healthy dynamics, right? Those empowered dynamics, the dynamics that allow us to take back our power and our sovereignty and our liberation and do things differently, to be filled, to be supported, and be truly loved in those dynamics. So, beautiful, Creator. Thank you. The next one that we pulled earlier was dreams coming true. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah. I don't know who else is feeling this, but it's Aries season right now because I'm a super zodiac nerd and I love the astrology of things. I do a lot of that on my channel. But it is Aries season, and Aries is the first fire sign of the zodiac. So right now is all about new beginnings and moving forward, and it's that spring energy. Like we had a long winter and we reflected on what we were, needed to reflect on last year, and we're ready and we're here and we're kicking and we're doing big things. So exciting. Oh, I love to hear that, Nat. Natalie says she's been having dreams more, which is so par for the course, guys. I've been talking to so many people that are like, wow, like so many dreams. And we're just, in your dreams, guys, you get a chance to release a lot of the subconscious, which is what we're doing in theta, because you're in a theta brain state when you're dreaming. So how beautiful is it, Natalie, that you're releasing so many dreams and so many things that don't serve you? You're just upgrading every day, every night. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, love. So dreams coming true. So Natalie gives it actually a really great point. So I want to get creator's definition and downloads of our dreams, our physical dreams, right, that we dream in the astral plane, and then also dreams coming true, like our manifestation, like our desires. And I just want to get discernment on those two so that we can make sure that we can be in those spaces. Like, is this a goal and aspiration, or is this something that I need to shed or look into a little bit more or reflect on, right? That's cool. I love the work that Creator gives me. Super cool. So, dreams coming true. So let's change what prevents us from knowing, aligning with, and manifesting and attracting in our dreams, desires, goals, and aspirations. Ooh, I love that one. I'm so excited. Let's change what prevents us from knowing that our dreams can come true easily, effortlessly, and quickly. Let's change what prevents us from manifesting our dreams easily, effortlessly, and quickly. I want to change the belief I am deserving of my dreams. I am deserving of my desires and my goals and of the life that I want to co-create with my higher power. I want to change what obligates us to doubt ourselves or our dreams. I want to change I want to forgive ourselves. Run the forgiveness protocol on ourselves, Creator, and anybody else who perpetuated the misunderstanding that we can't have our dreams, right? Maybe a parent when you were younger told you, oh, that's ridiculous, like be realistic. Or maybe you've been through hard experiences in life, so you no longer believe that your dreams can manifest or that miracles are possible. So let's change what prevents miracles and dreams from coming true and being possible in our life. Let's run the forgiveness protocol again on ourselves, Creator, and anybody else we've had that misunderstanding with. I want to realign our chakra, our crown chakra, which is our connection to source or our higher self or your higher power. Our throat chakra, our heart chakra, our solar plexus, which is in our power center, in our tummies near our belly button, with our sacral, which is near your reproductive organs, and it gives you a lot of power for manifesting, and then our root chakra, which is basically, it keeps us grounded. It also helps us in our 3D manifestations coming to fruition because it's a very physical chakra. So I want to connect all of those with your dreams, with your aspirations, with your goals, and anything else that you aspire to manifest in this beautiful reality of yours. So if you'd like those, just say yes out loud and in the comments below, lovelies. Thank you. Isn't it so beautiful? I was just kind of listening to Creator channel. It's so beautiful when like we show up for self-love and codependency, right? And then Creator brings in like coming together and resting and like self-love in that area and dreams coming true. Like, so when it's just kind of a confirmation for me, and I hope that this resonates with you as well, maybe it won't, that part of our dreams coming true and really manifesting what we desire and what we want in this life is self-love. That always comes back to self. The deeper that we love ourselves, the more beautiful of a life that we can co-create, right? Ooh, that's juicy. I love that. Cool. Thanks, Creator. Let's do a little bit of work around that. So I want to change what prevents us from being aligned with self-love. I want to get creators download and definition of self-love, of sovereignty, of unconditional love. In some places they call it, or I've heard it referred to as agape love. That's like pure love. Like kind of like when you first come out as a baby and you're just this innocent being, right? And you just have this purity about you. That's what that unconditional love is. Creator would also like to give us that pure, divine, creator, unconditional agape love. So if you say yes, Creator will give us that unconditional love into every cell of our body, which is freaking awesome. And then all those definitions as well. And with definitions, let's remember that we get what they look like and feel like, that they're safe and possible, and how it serves us to do it differently moving forward. So if you'd like all that, just say yes out loud and in the comments below. Yeah. Thanks for letting me be silly, y'all. Not letting me, but thanks for showing up as you are so that I can show up as I am. Because I'm goofy and it makes me happy and joyful. All right. Say yes out loud and then the comments. Thank you, y'all. All right, let me just check something real quick. Okay, perfect. All right, so the last card that we had is Just Breathe. So beautiful. I love how you can see her right here, this lady, and then her higher self, right? Which our higher self is always in tune with what's in our highest and best good. So I just love that. It's a 4, which aligns with self-love, with home within ourself. And it's reminding you to just breathe. It's all you need, your breath, right? So I want to change what prevents us from remembering, knowing that we have this tool at our disposal to just breathe. I want to change what prevents us from taking deep breaths and just breathing through whatever we're going through in life. Maybe you're excited and joyful and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Take a second, breathe, ground, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Bring it back to self, right? Yeah, beautiful. I also want to change what prevents us from being in alignment with our higher self at all times. So we have that recognition where we can just close our eyes and be like, is this situation in my highest and best good? Let me check. There's that kick in my gut. It just feels a little murky. No, I think I'm going to pass. No, thank you. You know, you got that tool. You got your knowing. You're in alignment with your higher self. Let's change. Let's change what obligates us to question ourselves, to doubt ourselves, to doubt our higher self, to doubt our higher power or the universe or trust. Let's change. Let's change any obligation to resist, to suppress, to challenge, to disconnect from our higher self. Yeah, because it's that higher self is always, that God spirit within us is always going to tell us what's in our highest and best good. And let's just get Creator's download and definition of higher self, of alignment with higher self. I might have done this before, but I can't remember. So we'll just do that again to make sure that that's done. Yeah, let's just do those for now. So if you'd like that, just say yes out loud and in the comments below. Beautiful. Thank you. All right, so Creator's saying, I have this different deck It's one of my favorites. It's called the Energy Oracle card by Sandra Ann Taylor. I actually pull this deck. Ooh, that light is glary. I'm sorry. Hope you guys can see that. I pull this deck every day for myself because it's just so profound. So I'm going to pull a couple cards from there and we'll do a little bit more work. Guys, shoot below how you're feeling. Like, comment below with how you're feeling. Are you feeling lighter? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling deeper in love with yourself? Woo, too many, creator. Just comment below with how you're feeling. What's shown up for you? What's come up for you in this? Are you just feeling like relaxed or deeply loved or held? Oh, beautiful. All right, one more, creator. Peaceful and excited. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing. All right. I know I am feeling like super lit up with you guys. But I got the yin yang card. Beautiful. So yin and yang, yin represents the feminine principle in traditional Chinese medicine, and yang represents the masculine, right? So within ourselves, we all have feminine and masculine, right? We have qualities that are super manifesting, right? Super action-oriented, very grounded. So those are very masculine qualities, very forward-moving, very manifesting, very grounded. The feminine, the yin principle, is about receiving. It's about that feminine essence, that love, that nurturing, right? So I'd like to change what prevents us from being balanced within ourselves, within our masculine and our feminine principles. I'd like to bring in that essence from Creator of that yin and yang energy, that really, that divine masculine and feminine, that really action-oriented and that really receptive, beautiful energy. So Creator's just going to download that into us and make sure, actually cancel that. Let's change what prevents us from showing up as harmonious and balanced within our masculine and feminine, within that yin and yang, right? And I want to remove any karmic residue, trauma, emotions, stuck or calcified energy that's stuck within the physical body or the emotional, spiritual, mental, or ethereal body known as your aura. I want to remove any of that that's kind of in conjunction with our masculine and feminine, and send that to Creator's love and light, never to return in this lifetime or any future. So if you would like all those beautiful yin and yang downloads and healings, just say yes out loud and in the comments below. Thank you. Beautiful. All right, the next thing that we got is envy, right? And I know it looks it's a little bit of an intense or a dark card, but it's bringing up good stuff. So Creator wants to change what obligates us. Let's see. Let's ask. Okay, so Creator's telling me we live in this like beautiful abundant society, right, of IG or Facebook, which we're on right now. But in doing that and sharing ourselves, there can also be some like comparisоnism. I think that's a word, or just comparison. There can also be some comparison. So it's very human to compare ourselves or our journeys or our experiences to others. So Creator would like to change what obligates us to compare our journeys, our lives, our reality, our evolution, our opportunities, and our experiences to others. We want to change what obligates us to be envious of where others are at in their journey. And we want to change what prevents us from having deep self-love, compassion, grace, and humor with ourselves on our journey. Because you are exactly where you're supposed to be, even when it may not seem like that, right? We want to change what obligates our mind or our ego to tell us that we need to be envious or to bring up feelings of envy, right? Because a lot of times when we see stuff, guys, in another person, it's a mirror. So let's say I see something in somebody and I really like how easily she can manifest, right? This girl is just a manifester and she has everything she wants, right? Let's say that I see that in experience and I'm like, I don't like her, right? Which is usually how it manifests, as like envy or like jealousy or things like that. What I want is not anything about that person, it's her ability to manifest easily. So let's change what prevents us from going through life in that way. From going through life in a way of where we're not necessarily envious or jealous, we're just grateful for the trigger showing up, and then we're also grateful for what needs to be healed, and we can also change what needs to be healed, right? And have an awareness around that, like, oh, this person's kind of triggering me. What is that needs to be healed? And we just do a deeper inquiry and kind of go deeper into ourselves and heal that. So that's so beautiful. Let's also change. Let's change what obligates our triggering and our wounds to be so aggressive and abrasive and harsh and like obstacle-y. Let's, no, again, I think I'm making up words, but that's okay. You guys get what I mean. Let's change what obligates us to be triggered in that manner really harshly. So sometimes we can see the trigger, we can appreciate the opportunity to heal, and then we can just be like, Creator, please help me shift this. Thank you so much. It's done. So that's beautiful. And then let's run the forgiveness protocol on ourselves, guys, specifically, and on Creator, and then on anybody else who we've had that kind of envious dynamic with in a past life or this lifetime. So if you'd like those, just say yes out loud and in the comments below, y'all. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. I had to stretch out my legs. They were getting a little little cramped. The next one is so pretty. It's a woman holding a heart, guys. Ugh, so beautiful. Okay, so what a representation of freaking self-love, right? Like, there's this lady, like, holding a heart balloon, but it's representing herself. So, Creator's saying we don't need to do anything around this card. It's just a reminder of the gratitude that we should all have for showing up and freaking doing the work. Like, you are brave and courageous souls, and you're showing up to do the work so you can move deeper into yourself and into self-love, and so that'll be reflected in your external world. So kudos, I love you, and so grateful for you in this experience. The next one that is coming up is the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Gabriel is known for speaking his truth, which is beautiful. So as you can see on this card, sorry about the glare again, guys, but his throat's lit up, right? And with blue energy, which is throat chakra energy. So I want to change what prevents our throat chakra from being healed and optimized and assisting our other chakras with communicating our truth. I want to change what prevents us from speaking our truth in all our relationships with ourselves, so we are always aligned with truth, and then with others in any type of relationship that we're in. I want to remove any calcified energy or stuck trauma from any past lives or this life around speaking your truth. I want to change what obligates us to suppress, repress, or make ourselves little in any type of our experiences. I also want to change what prevents us from showing up honestly, authentically, clearly, in communication and clarity in all of our relationships. Ooh, that's juicy. I like that one. I'm so excited. I want to change what obligates us to be in denial or in illusion about any of our relationships, right? So that we know, again, which ones are serving of our highest and best good and which ones are unserving. So if you would like those, just say yes out loud and in the comments. Getting my little country on, apparently. Wow, y'all. Lots of energy around that one. Beautiful. All right. Dos más cards. I know we're coming to the end of our empowered hour. Thank you guys for sticking around. So the next one is indecision. There's a girl in a red cloak and she's like, which way do I go? And I love the beautiful tree that's behind her because she always has her wisdom that's carried with her, right? It's a representation of that. So I want to change what obligates us to be indecisive in any stretch of our imagination, with ourselves and our relationships, just in general. I know I'm a Libra, guys, a Libra sun, and so I used to get stuck in indecision all the time, and I was like, I'm just not going to make any moves. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to choose because I'll make the wrong choice, right? So let's change what prevents us from moving forward with clarity, with peace, in our divine wisdom. And let's change what obligates us to stay stuck in fear, to stay stuck in paralysis. Right, Natalie? Me too. Whew. So let's change what obligates us to stay stuck in any way in our decision making in life, to feel like that, to identify as being stuck a lot, to just sit on the fence, right, and let life pass us by. Let's forgive ourselves for doing that, because a lot of times it's just a childhood coping mechanism that we have. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do anything because what if I get hurt? And it's your ego's way, right, of protecting you. I get that. The ego's trying to do a good job of protecting you. It's not our enemy. But a lot of times we're ready to do it in a different way. We're ready to show up in a different way. So, and we have the wisdom, right, moving forward, that we can do it differently, and theta. So let's change what obligates us to be a prisoner of our past and our past struggles, our past decisions, our past identities, including like stuckness. I want to change what prevents us from using our third eye, from our connection to source, from our intuition, for our heart, to move us forward in decisions that are aligned with our highest and best good. Ooh, that's beautiful. And then I want to change what prevents us from using our wisdom moving forward. You have this whole beautiful, excuse me guys, you have this whole beautiful like library of wisdom. It's called your Akashic Records. It sits above your connection to source, and it's called your soul star chakra, and it's where all your wisdom sits. And so whenever you need any wisdom about life, you always already have the answers, or you can ask Creator, right? That's why we pray or meditate. Like, ask Creator, have the conversation, ask your ancestors, ask your spirit guides, ask your angels. Angels, I am not sure about this. I want you guys to come in and guide me to whatever's in my highest and best good, right? Don't get stuck in your humanness. Ask your guides. That's what they're there for. And fun fact, I tell a lot of people this, they can't come in unless you ask them, specifically angels, but also ancestors. Like, they work at free will. So unless I say, hey, ancestors, angels, protect me on this car ride, divine will is obviously going to happen, but you have to ask your people to come in, your spirit guides, your ancestors. So let's change what prevents you from asking for help from your divine counterparts, from your higher power, from your higher self, from your ancestors, from your angels, right? Let's change what obligates us to feel. I know the way that society looks at these, so let's change what obligates us to feel or believe or think that we're crazy or we're silly for asking, God or spirit or the universe or our angels or our ancestors for help, right? Because it's not. They're there to guide you. And let's change what prevents us from moving forward in our knowing, from moving forward in that wisdom, with God's help, with our higher power's help, in our truth. And then again, just running the forgiveness protocol for any times, any struggles that we've had in the past around stuckness, around speaking our truth, around any of our past experiences, right? Our past opportunities for growth. So if you'd like that, just say yes out loud and in the comments. All right, love bugs. So the last card I pulled on the second round of pulls is Angel of Balance. So beautiful. We've done a lot of work around like masculine and feminine, yin and yang, being balanced within ourselves, right? And again, all of it is within. So super cool. So let's change what prevents us from being balanced in ourselves, in our relationships with ourselves, in relationships with others, and just balanced in general. Let's get Creator's definition of balance, of harmony, of calm, of peace. Yeah, let's get all of those. Let's also just change what prevents us from being balanced in our experience, in our self, in our truth, with our higher self. And I want to change what prevents us from calling in that angel of balance if we need her, right? So if you would like those, just say yes out loud and in the comments below, please. All right, my loves. Can't believe it's already been a little over an hour. Thank you for bearing with me. I know we went a little over, and I want to respect your time. I usually just try to hit right at an hour, but thank you so much for sharing this beautiful hour with me. Thank you so much for choosing self-love, for choosing courage to come on to, bare your heart, to let me know how you're feeling, to do the work. Like, you are such courageous and inspiring beings. And the cool thing about this work, guys, and the part that I absolutely adore amongst many things that I adore in Theta, what you're doing now is rippling out into the collective. So each time that we heal ourselves, we heal not only our children, not only people around us, but we just make the collective vibrate at a little bit of a higher plane, right? So you're doing this for you, and you're in turn showing up and inspiring others to heal themselves. You're healing the collective because this ripples out into the matrix. Like, you're just doing such amazing work. So kudos. I hope you have great gratitude for yourself today. I hope you move forward in self-love. I know I'm going to do another Kundalini yoga practice because that makes me so happy. I'll probably light some incense. I'm going to go on a walk in nature because it grounds me. And I'm just going to do things that bring me self-love. I might even go get a pedicure because, girl, my toes look like talon toes, y'all. It's a little embarrassing. And it's flip-flop sandal season, so you're welcome. So just do stuff for yourself today that facilitates self-love. Put yourself first. Take a bath. Sing in your car to a funny song. Put on some Baby Got Back and sing to it. Like, I know I love to rap. It makes me feel like OG and fun. Call a girlfriend. Have a FaceTime. Like, do things that show yourself that you love you. That's beautiful. All right, my loves. Please feel free to like and share this. I will make this shareable. Send it to anyone who you think will resonate. I would love, love, love to have them show up at Empowered Hours. I would love you guys' feedback on anything that you would like to hear in Empowered Hours or anything that you'd like to heal. I absolutely freaking adore you. Thank you for showing up. I'm so grateful for this experience too, Natalie, and you're very welcome. I adore you guys. I love you. Have a great day.